Hello and welcome once again to the Varlastan Circle, a D&D 5e adventure in a homebrew setting brought to you by Penance RPG, an actual play podcast and Twitch variety stream. You can find out more about Penance RPG at penancerpg.com or in stream information below. I'm Lunrwolf, an occasional variety streamer and creator of the Varlastan setting. I'll be guiding our cast through the trials that await them. Who are you?
Hello, I am Aria. I am a Asimir ranger. She really wants to help people. She would love to still believe in the circle as much as they did at the start of their loop, but doesn't really. Especially having had multiple conversations with a sentient knife that's come from a different dimension of some kind. Like, it's very difficult to believe in the Circle's teachings at the moment, but I'm sure we can come to some sort of resolution.
No doubt. Silic.
Hello, I'm Eden. My character is Silic. He is a total paladin. He's having a probably even greater crisis of faith being a paladin and having taken his oaths and what have you. They've witnessed things that are otherworldly in a world that's supposed to be kind of absolutely ruled by one god, and that's just begging many questions. So yeah, he's a ball of conflict internally, but I think he's keeping up a decent pomp and putting a face on for everybody at the moment.
That's all good. Jack.
Hello, I'm Amy. I play Jack. He is our happy-go-lucky gnome, who is also a thief and rogue. Jack's very happy that he's just with his friends and they're trying to help this poor person who is called Kuji, back home. He's not really aware of like that the circle teachings are wrong. It's just that it's just something new and different and exciting to add to the world that they already live in. So.
That's super cute, as usual for Jack. A simple creature. Timidar.
A simple thing.
Sorry, you can't talk over each other there. Hi, I'm AJ. I'm playing Timidar, Dragonborn wizard who knew the circle teachings were fake from the start, and I told all of you. Nobody listened. So now the chickens are coming home to roost in some kind of multiverse.
Multiversal chickens. What will they think of next?
An omelette you should not trust.
An omelette that can feed the universe.
The ultimate breakfast.
The omnilet.
The omnom-nomlet. I see.
That was too
No, that's a hog nose.
So, it has been a little
points if anyone got that reference.
Definitely. It has been a little while since we visited Varlastan. Who can remember what the important details were from last time?
I have notes. I always have notes.
I have some notes.
Some notes here.
I know what the other characters' names are because I have the stream open on my second screen.
That's sneaky. So we get told that... Okay, was it last time that we saw the magic fire and got the knife?
Yes.
Okay. Kuji suggested that we try talking to the knife, which frankly sounded really bizarre, but it worked. And it told us that Inensis work is done. They and Balioth will have more work. Balioth will have more work for us. But in the meantime, we are to stay here and help the people in this vicinity until we hear more. Silic gets the name of the knife. It is Balioth's Opener. And I can't decide if that means it's like a pen knife or is really good for murdering people with.
Like a letter opener.
Or it's a letter opener,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what comes to mind for me.
Yeah. Timidar asks about toasting muffins.
On brand.
We go to talk to the circle representative, who suggests that I don't really have anything useful, but I will go and do some research if you want to like go around and help people out while you're here. So we go to the market. And we don't get very much more from the market. Silik gets ripped off with the price of an onion, which he proceeds to eat like an apple.
Delicious.
But I suppose if you paid like the equivalent of like 20 quid for an onion, you kind of want to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
We've agreed to go and look at someone's turnip farm, partly because that was the first thing that we came across where something was weird and we met Kuji. Valios Opener says that the thing with the turnips getting pulled through, or people getting pulled through, is that it's an opening in the barrier, but it has to be closed by a seamstress. Because they need to be able to sew perfectly without being able to see the needle, the thread, or the gap. I do some hand sewing. I have no idea how that's possible.
Magic.
Like,
We did get some interesting background as well, though. That in this area, memories are strong. The observatory is ancient. On the cliff, there are some ruins which predate the circle itself. Might date back to before this barrier. Don't really know. But that cliff by the tower had dropped 50 feet. And that's why it's different from what Kuji knew from her version of it. I think.
Yeah.
that all sounds right to me.
Yeah.
That does ring. That rings a bell. Then
Have
now
we
I know
had it?
more than people's names. It's great.
There was mention of memories in a corridor. There was, like, you could experience memories. Like, that this would overcome you and that you would experience it kind of as if you were in the moment, if memory serves.
Yeah. Is that something to do with the cliff? The ruins on the cliff? I think.
I think it was just something that was generally affecting the townspeople.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause that's the reason we were being locked in at night. Was
Yeah.
to stop
yeah.
us wandering into them,
Oh,
into
yeah.
the memories and becoming lost.
True.
Or like maybe falling through into that universe kind of thing.
That makes
Did we miss anything?
The only thing that I don't think was mentioned was your agreement to go and look at some more turnips.
Yeah, because we heard the thing about the missing turnips and connected it with how we met Kuji, and we thought we might as well go and have a look to see what if it was the same thing, which we were like, it probably is.
It all comes back to turnips.
They're very important.
They're a staple vegetable.
I think it's pretty much all they can grow here as well.
Yeah.
This place
Turnips.
really must smell.
Okay, so after you had been to the market and discussed the turnip issue, you then went back to the inn to collect Kuji and see what your thoughts were. It's late morning, so you have the opportunity, if you so wish, to go across to the farm. and have a look. Obviously, the farmer themselves is currently in the market, but they've asked you to have a look, so it's probably reasonable for you to go across if you want to.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't
sounds
think
good.
we've got anything else pressing to do, so...
Nope.
Okay. So, from the directions you were given in the marketplace, at the turnip farm, if you go back up the hill to the main road, it's one field over for you to get to the farmhouse. So, it's not necessarily clear how you're going to get across that field, but I'm sure you'll work something out.
It depends what kind of field it is.
Well,
That's fair.
let's mosey on in that direction then, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah, as well.
Are you taking Chuji with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's the
Probably
turnip
fair.
farmer. We're not.
Yeah, she can go first.
She's the one that might know how to actually help.
That's if there's any dangers, she'll set them off before we get there.
Bro, poor Gucci.
It's literally why
Oh.
you have a rogue in the party.
That's fine. Her and Jack will be at the front of the party, and Jack will be teaching her to sing the song that him and Timidar are working on.
Ooh. Getting a bit long, this song. I think we need to
It's
Like
a
the-
story.
Needs to be
You
cut
have
down.
It's a ballad.
Radio
It's a
edit.
ballad. We'll have a chorus that's the same, so everybody can join in at the chorus, and they all know that bit.
Becoming meatloaf-esque in its length.
Unnecessarily long.
Yeah, the 13-minute version.
Okay, so you're travelling with the two smallest members of the party at the front. Sacrificial lambs.
Yep.
It's fine.
They'll hear us coming anyway.
Aye, true enough. Okay, so you get back up to the main road without issue. You don't really see anybody as you go, but then anyone who was coming to the market will already be in town, and anyone who isn't interested in the market is likely to stay away on market day. So you're up to the main road. You can see across from the path down to the town. There's a couple of fields. You can see a chimney in on the other side of one of them. It's a fair distance. It's a fairly big field, and it looks like it's been recently harvested. So there's a lot of things to fall over, but not a great deal to damage. The question is, how are you going to get into the field?
It feels like a very low stakes question that's being asked as if we were being asked, how are you going to defuse this mine? And
Yeah. Is there a fence or a hedge around it?
It's a hedge with a little stone wall at the base of it.
How tall is the hedge?
It's about 5 feet, something like that.
Can I see a style?
No,
Because that would be the easiest way of doing it.
no, you cannot.
If we were to kind of follow this hedge around in either direction, are we talking like a long walk to get around to like an edge potentially, or does it just kind of span off into the distance? Like,
You can probably reach the edge of a field in either direction in 10 or 15 minutes of walking, but you don't know which direction the path to the farmhouse would be in.
I'm going to attempt to flip over the hedge.
I was just gonna ask to
flip over the hedge.
Borrow his shoulders. I was
I think Timidar is rolling athletics.
I mean, I was going to go acrobatics, but
Well, go on then.
athletics is actually better for me. So
Well, it depends whether you want it to score points for finesse or whether you just want to not land on your head.
acrobatics it is then.
Go on, then.
That's an 8.
Okay. You very stylishly flip into the top of the hedge, but from your vantage point, which you can just about sustain without immediate injury, you can see that the path. You can see the path to the farmhouse is on up and around on the right. So, from the top of the hedge, what would you like to do, Timidar?
I mean, am I on top of the hedge now?
Yep.
Then I'll roll over into the field.
Okay. That's fine.
Do I need to roll for that? I mean, like dice roll. I mean,
No, I'm not. I'm not going to make you roll to avoid a concussion. I shall
Okay.
assume that you're capable of falling successfully.
yeah. I mean, you said it was like 5 feet. It's not. I would hope I'm not gonna like. I can land on my feet from a height of 5 feet, is what I'm saying.
You
Yeah.
don't fall at a bad ankle and break your neck.
I am 6 feet tall, at least. Oh, no, we did establish this before, didn't we? I
Mhm.
feel like I'm quite
I
tall.
think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine as long as you don't land on the tip of your pointed hat. You will not incur an injury.
I don't believe I'm wearing a hat.
What sort of a
With
wizard
Timidar-
wouldn't have a pointed hat?
No.
With Timidar kind of having vaulted over this thing out of the blue, Sinek looks to the rest and then calls, "Are you okay over there?"
I don't know why you're shouting. Like I can see you over the hedge. It's only 5 feet tall.
I'd lost context for a moment. I feel like Sinek probably bellows a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 2 feet in between us, and like open air. I'm fine. I can't remember what voice.
Here.
I'm fine. This is kind of the voice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. We'll go with this one. I'm fine. Why are you shouting at me?
Oh, sorry. That was just unexpected, is all. And Silik proceeds to just step onto the wall, and then because he's kind of scaly and quite tough, can he just walk through the bush to some extent, just breaking
Plow your way through.
just straight through.
I mean, you can do. It's going to do some damage to the hedge. It might not be entirely appreciated.
They can bill us.
I don't know if Silik can jump over it necessarily. He's not a jumping kind of guy.
Look,
But
that
if
8 I've
Timidar
got.
can see where the
Timid-
path is, then we could just go to the
Oh.
path.
We can meet him at the end.
True.
He just walk on his. He just wants to go on that side on his own.
I'm a renegade like that.
He's a loner.
I was doing reconnaissance.
I mean, it's not like I'm on my own. I can literally still see you. Like, I'm on the other side of a wall that is not as tall as me. Like, it's.
Okay then. Silik looks to everybody else and goes, "Full speed ahead," and kind of points to go through the bush.
Oh, okay. Are we all going or?
It's,
Uh,
it's up to you. I mean, Timidar, is there anything on the other side? We can't see anything from here.
Seems to be some kind of agriculture.
Well, we'd expect such things, but a path,
Yeah.
more like. Can you see anything, a route through this hedge where, well, I suppose I shouldn't ruin a farmer's fence?
I mean, yeah, but it's not that close. You'll have to walk
Well, just point us in the right direction,
that way.
and off we go.
what's he saying?
I lean over the fence and look down and say, "We're going now."
Jack's just gonna grin at him and just be like, "I heard it. I was just taking the piss," and then walk off. Come on, Kuji. I'll tell you the next verse.
Oh, dear. So, most of you walk around on the road perfectly fine. It's a reasonably well-travelled roadway. There's nothing very interesting about it. It curves around the edge of the field. It runs up towards the farm. Timidar, the ground you're walking across is rather more uneven, but it's not particularly challenging.
I mean, I'm just walking alongside the hedge. I'm still in the group. There's just a hedge in between some of us.
Yep. Yes, but the field has been recently harvested, so the ground under your feet is more uneven. But the worst you have to worry about is kicking a carrot. So don't do that, because the carrot didn't do anything to you.
I don't want to start any kind of vegetable feuds. Not again. Not after last time.
You have enough of a beef with turnips.
Yeah, they know what they did.
Okay, so you get round to the path up to the farmhouse. That's not an issue at all. Timidar, you have to step over another very short wall. It's probably only about 18 inches high. It's enough to divide the fields visibly, but not really provide a barrier for anything of any size. Yeah.
My legs are much longer than 18 inches.
Yep. It's just a stride.
I do it with style.
And panache.
I won't go that far.
Are we
I've
talking
got to hike my robes up, but it's not that.
I've got visions of a Taken 3 style, 10 edits in 5 seconds, kind of going over the fence moment.
Multiple camera shots.
It took us multiple takes to do that move. And this was the best we could do.
Okay. So, as you get closer to the farmhouse, now reunited, you can see that there is a short figure over towards the barn with bright red hair, who's noticed you arriving and is looking curiously at you.
Jack's just gonna do his customary hello.
Silic joins in. Ho there!
It's still late morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it afternoon now?
Afternoon, I think.
And it's just at the start of the afternoon.
Good afternoon. We met your farmer at the market. You said you had trouble with turnips.
Oh yes.
Trouble with turnips.
Yes, the turnips are quite a problem this year. So, yes, I'm glad that we possibly have someone to help. That'll be really useful. I'm Treladi, and who are you?
I'm Jack. We're from the circle, and these are my friends. We have Slick, who is our big tortoise. Turtle. We have Arya, and we have Tilidar. He's our wizard.
A very hazardous carrot at the bottom of that field there. I'd keep an eye on it if I were you.
Oh yes, they do have a habit of turning nasty. I'm glad that you survived it unscathed.
Barely.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go get the cat because she's screaming at the window.
That's fair.
Yep.
So we're currently on our loop, and we heard that there was some trouble with the turnips, and one of our friends is a turnip farmer, so we wanted to see if there was anything that we could help with, or if we could work out what it was that was going wrong.
Okay, sure. That would be helpful. So the next field across, just behind the barn here, that's the turnip field, and all we have been able to harvest out of there this year is leaves.
Oh.
They were getting eaten before we can get near to picking them. It's like someone knows when the crop's ready. And And this last time, even the swines came in and ate the turnip monster we had there. It's supposed to deter them, but apparently it doesn't do anything of the kind.
No, they're not very fearsome, those turnip monsters. And Silic kind of elbows Timidar a little bit, ribbing him.
Ow. You don't know your own
Not many
strength.
things look intimidating compared to you. So like,
Oh. I don't know. He kind of tries to smile and look unintimidating.
oh no, we know you're a sweetheart. That's fine. It's just that, all the
I didn't know
natural
any of it.
armor means that things aren't intimidating for you.
I suppose. Well, in that
flirting
spirit.
with him. Are you flirting with him? Emida?
Timidar is definitely. Sorry, Silic is definitely like at a loss with that. Well, I suppose in the spirit of dealing with intimidating things, let's have a look in that field. Kuji, come here.
An excellent job of making it awkward there, Jack, I approve.
You're so mean.
No, I'm being serious.
I stopped listening at the wrong time. It's fine. They'd make a cute couple, though.
Silic is desperately trying to get Kuji's attention to. Let's
So it's
have
like,
a look at
no,
the field
no.
and see if there's any holes. Like maybe we'll see something familiar.
Jack's already working on fan fiction.
So, like, are you sure you didn't, like, forget some of your vows?
What do you mean? I
After...
wouldn't ever forget my vows.
But she's a lovely lady.
My apologies. Of course, yes. But we are here to serve the circle, and we have a duty to fulfill. And he kind of puffs up a little bit.
Yeah, but gotta live too.
Well, a thought for later, perhaps. And he kind of gives Arya a look of like. He's trying to gauge her reaction to all of this.
Jack's just thinking that he's just like looking at her because he says like, oh, he likes her. Aww. He's gonna ship it all the way. He's just gonna be like, you sure?
Ari, what do you think?
I'm just going to pat Jack on the head. Uh-huh, little one. Sure.
Oh, she likes him. Come on, Kuji, let's go.
Okay.
Well, anyway, back to the matter at hand.
Yes, of course. Turnips. Yes, let's go and check out these holes. Kaladi, where did you first? Was there a particular patch where this began, or are there any turnips even left at this point? Anything at all?
I hope not.
No, it's just been cleared completely, and every time we had a crop that was due. We were due to harvest it yesterday, ready for market, and it's all gone overnight.
Very peculiar, but not the first instance of turnip theft that we've come across.
Well, they're a popular vegetable.
Grand theft turnip is a growing concern in these parts. I haven't got anything else to add. I'm just commenting about the situation. Whole place going to the dogs. Can't
That's
trust
why
your
we're
neighbors.
here.
Oh yes, they've had the turnips and gone, obviously.
Let's go and let's have a look at this field then. And Silik kind of makes off towards the field.
Do you think it could be another one of the tears? Like at Plista's farm?
I think it's entirely likely. Yes, this is likely to be something very similar, it seems.
I don't know how we can fix it in that case.
Yes, there's no koi pond to drown anybody in this time.
Why don't you ask the dagger? The man in the dagger.
Who's got it right now?
I will.
Oh, sure.
I found it. It's mine. So Arya looks around, trying to see if there's somewhere where she can partially hide, rather than be seen having a one-sided conversation with a dagger. I'm going to assume that there's a bit in the hedge that I can, face away from everyone else.
Yep.
I'm behind Silik.
And from a distance, most people would assume you were talking to the rest of the group rather than to something they can't see.
Okay, I'll take off my pack and slowly unwrap Balioth's opener. Hello again, opener.
Yes.
Can you tell if there's another tear in the Vale, where we are just now?
Can you presently see purple light?
Look around and go, no, but it seems to be a connection underground rather than on the surface.
Then you should dig and find the purple light. In the absence of purple light, there is no tear in the veil.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
Carefully wrap back up. Look at everyone else and go, that always feels a bit weird.
What's he say?
Yes, you're talking to Cutlery. It is a little bit weird. Just saying, because not everybody's out here chatting away to silverware.
I could never have imagined that I would be talking to silverware. Asking silverware for information and directions.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did we get here?
So, to check if there's a tear, we need to dig down and see if we can see any of the purple light.
Oh. Best we get some shovels then.
Yeah. Let's ask if we can borrow some.
I'm good with a shovel.
Well, I'll get to work. And Silik holds his kind of claws up. And
Yes?
scrabbling about on the floor. Like, where I'm assuming, would there be like rows of where the things were planted? Is there clear kind of delineation of where these things were?
Yes, you'd be able to see the residue from them.
Okay. So Silik logically starts at the end of a line and starts kind of like uprooting the ground along the row, trying to find if there's any obvious spots where these turnips disappeared into.
How deep do turnips grow?
Not too deep, I wouldn't have thought.
I mean, they've got to be about a foot. So we're maybe only needing to go down like 1.5 feet, 2 feet.
So not that much.
Yeah, they're not trenches that we're going to need to dig. It's just kind of...
I think Silik's going to uncover that before we can even ask for shovels.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he goes about that then, and scrabbling away.
A group with many
Jack.
talents.
Jack's trying to find a bucket. Looking for a bucket. to help scrape.
I will supervise.
I mean, we're in a field. We don't need to gather up the soil.
No.
So,
Lots of archaeology training.
for the most part,
You run.
the soil isn't very interesting. You occasionally hit some leaves, the residue, and that's really about it. There are little voids where there would have been turnips, but there's not really a great deal you can see that's useful or interesting about it. You do hit a really small, not properly rooted, not properly grown turnip, which is about the only sign that this should have had turnips in it to anyone who couldn't recognise them by the leaves alone. But besides that, there's not a great deal interesting going on so far.
The small turnip that we find, does it have, like, is it in the correct orientation? Like the roots are going down?
Yep, it just looks like it hasn't really taken, so it's stopped growing really quite early. It hasn't turned or started rotting or anything. But
I was just wondering if, rather than at Plistas, where it seemed like the turnips were in the same orientation, if they might be growing, like if they might overlap and the top and the bottom were both tops of turnips for the different sides of the veil.
that's fair.
But there's no purple light yet?
Nope.
Or did we put a turnip in the hole? Like bait?
So like
Like we
stop
did last
scrapping
time.
for no reason.
Is that what we did last time? I feel like I've had several
I
headaches.
held on to. I tried to take someone tried to take a turnip, and we fought over the turnip with someone.
Oh,
And that's
right,
that's
yes.
how we got Kuji, is it not?
I think
Yeah,
it was
well, let's not do
Silic.
that again then.
Oh, was it Silic?
I think it was Silic because so Plista was trying to pull the turnip up and it was resisting. And
They
Silic's
were
the
like pulled
strongest
out.
of us, so we got Silic to pull on the turnip, and he pulled on it so hard he managed to pull Kuji through as well.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, well, then I'm all out of ideas.
I mean, it
Well-
worked the first time.
Bait seems like a reasonable route.
I mean, define work. We've had to cart Kuji around for what seems like months now.
It's been 4 days.
Well, look, time passes strangely when you're in this sort of agricultural rural environment.
Oh yeah, everything looks the same. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
And they all kind of blur into one, but it's been 4 days.
Wow.
I've not had her that long. And she's lovely. I'm gonna go ask for a turnip.
But
They've got some left
have
somewhere.
a small
Have they
turnip.
got? Oh, we have? Okay, let's use it then.
We got the small undergrown one, but the problem was that someone's pinched them all, like all of them.
I will
File-
cast
file-
enlarge on the turnip. Burn my second level spell.
Timidar understood the assignment.
I did when I selected my spells in February. Cause a creature or object you can see within range to grow larger or smaller for the duration. So, okay, this is up to 1 minute. I have to concentrate on it the whole time. It'll double in size in all dimensions, and its weight will increase by 8, multiplied by 8. So
That's a big turnip then.
I look at the tiny turnip, and I'm like,
So while they are all dealing with the bait, Arya is going to go to a different point in the field and dig down and see if there's any purple light down there.
Okay.
We should have waited until we had a place to place this before I cast my spell.
You have a hole
Yeah.
to put it in.
Okay, so yeah.
There's plenty of holes
In
to
the
put it in.
Yeah.
This turnip that suddenly weighs an absolute ton.
Well, 8 times, and you said it was small, so like, it's as much as 8 small turnips.
So a bag of ties then.
Yeah,
It's fine.
and it's twice as big.
It's fine. If you drop it in the hole, that will suffice. As long as
Yeah.
Timidar can keep his concentration for a
I'm
moment.
concentrating. It's only up to a minute, so I'm like,
So Silic grabs hold of, like, is there kind of some roots or something that you could grab hold of to get a good firm grip on it, just in case this thing like gets snatched immediately?
Well,
Jack's gonna-
there's some roots below it and there's some leaves on the top of it. Which would you like to hold on to?
It'll grab hold of the roots because they're
Okay.
probably stronger.
You'll need to be you'll
Jack,
you'll
so you
need
need to be underneath it.
you'll need to be prone to do that, which is fine, but you will be prone.
It's alright, Jack's gonna take out a little knife and like prepare on the edge to like pounce.
Yeah, okay then, yeah. So Silic's gonna get down kind of on his front and grab hold of it. He's quite weighty, so he's kind of confident that he's not going to be snatched through the way that he did to Kuji.
Okay. Arya, you've stepped away a little bit, so you are at best placed to see a sudden flash of purple light, which
Ooh.
appears between you and the rest of the group. Out of it, suddenly swarm perhaps a dozen bright red rabbits that, faster than you can really react to, zoom up to the turnip, devour it in place, just go straight through it, and then turn their tails and sprint back through the portal, which shuts behind them.
So we've just watched it disappear, basically.
Yep, it's literally
And
vanished in
Arya's-
front of your eyes in a bright red blur.
Ah,
And Silic
Where'd
maybe
it go?
got bits of root in his hands, just like, oh, what the?
those were some energized bunnies.
Oh, you can say that again.
Oh.
Bright red rabbit.
Yep.
Through the tear. Eat the turnip at some ridiculous speed. And then manage to escape again.
Joke's on them. Now my
rest-
concentration's broken. It's small again.
But that tear wasn't there. So how are they opening it?
Oh.
You
Are we all
spot
just gonna move?
you spot that Chuji has sat down and is just rocking gently back and forward.
Kuji.
He's fine.
Silic
Obviously
gets
not
himself
fine.
up and dusts himself off. You all right down there, Kuji? Do you recognize those rabbit things?
The hunger.
Well, you can say that again. They were quick about it.
Is that what they're called?
A legend for me.
Oh.
So
If
The
if
the
your
same time as the cliff?
if your turnip farm is visited by the hunger, your turnip farm will no longer work.
Can you
Oh.
phrase that in the form of a
they-
rhyme? An ominous
they-
sounding rhyme.
Do they only target turnips?
No, but
Oh dear.
turnips are favourite.
Okay. I see.
Better check on that carrot.
Why do they lay judgment on farmers like this? Is there a particular reason, or is it just pure misfortune?
They hunger. The farmer is not food.
They're hungry, so they take what they want. Are there a lot of them?
Legends vary.
Okay.
Well, we
But-
know there's at least 3.
There were very few there.
So that was a small group of them. Oh,
Seems
dear.
like it is just a case of pure misfortune on the farmer's part. But if this farm is ruined, tell me, Koji, do these things spread out? When one place has been attacked, is it known for other farmers in the area to suffer equally?
The hunger strikes without warning. And anywhere.
Kind of random then.
They can be in 2 very different places, very close together.
Hmm. I don't think we're going to be able to solve this problem immediately for the farmers here. How do we explain to them that it's probably a good idea to not plant too many turnips in future?
Maybe change their crop.
Yeah.
If they can grow carrots.
though.
Yeah.
The turnips are their favorite. So maybe plant a little bit of turnip in one corner so they avoid the other crop. Maybe.
Is it possible to sate this hunger?
The hunger is infinite.
Mm.
Like locusts.
Does do the hunger... Is there anything that successfully wards against them or keeps them away from an area?
I do not know of one.
That is fair.
I think
These are-
in legend they can be killed. I don't know if that is helpful.
They sound almost primeval in a way. Like they're like a personification of hunger. This might be something else that we need to ask Varlastan about after he's had a chance to do some research.
Well, I wouldn't hazard to try and catch those things when they're on the way for food. It seems that they're a little beyond my dexterity, my capacity to move swiftly, but
They were very fast.
what could we do if we did lure them back?
Should we ask Balioth's opener?
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try.
Okay. So Arya walks back over to her bag, sighs, digs through it again, unwraps all of the layers. I'm going to regret wrapping this thing up so well.
Like a quick release.
Carry it in
Yeah.
a boot or something. Hello, opener.
Yes.
Well, we have some more information about this tear. It's not open all of the time. It
Yes.
opens when the hunger want to come through to steal crops.
Then close it.
How?
What opens can also close. This is known.
But all we see is the light that comes through, and then these ridiculously fast rabbits.
And yet you hold what can open, and what can open can also close.
You can close it.
As I can open.
Forgive my slowness.
This is uncommon terrain for you.
You are very kind. But can you close a tear that is only open sometimes?
Only when open.
Oh, okay. Okay, we need more bait, Diane. I look round at the others and I'm like, right, we need some produce. We need some decent sized root veg, and
Timidar, where did you find that carrot? I'll go get the carrot.
It was back back near the hedge that you all refused to join me on the other side of.
Oh, that
Crazy.
must be something close to
Came right at me. Never seen anything like it.
Oh, be
Probably
careful.
I'm probably sure Kalaldi will have some like closer. So I'll go ask Kalaldi.
Is this the episode where Arya stabs a rabbit to death?
I mean, I'm not really aiming for the rabbit.
if they happen to be
light.
there.
Just aim for the light.
Source of the light.
Okay. I assume in the circumstances you're not going to do a full rewrap of the opener.
No, that seems unhelpful, shall we say. I'll keep it open, and I will get as close to where I think the tear opened last time.
Okay.
And
Jack,
then-
you're quite successful in getting a few bits of veg from Kaladi. Pretty much she only cares as long as something happens about these turnips.
It's okay. We're on the job.
The difficult thing is that they didn't try to steal these before, so how do we make them want them this time?
I'll check how many spell slots I have left.
Thank you, Timidar.
Well, I only cast it once. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can do one more enlargement of a root vegetable or a person. Those are the two options.
The root vegetable, please.
Okay. You sure we don't want to
Just
make
get
Jack
that.
the same size as us briefly?
No, because it's not useful right now.
Maybe later as a joke or something.
It would be funny. It would be
Yeah.
funny.
I mean,
It'd be nice to see from like your level of perspective. Is that the word perspective?
Yes.
What's it
while
like
that would
being
be
tall?
nice, I'm also slightly concerned about how much more mischief you would get up to.
I think that's fair.
I am a thief.
I have another option.
Oh?
If I don't cast Enlarge Reduce, I can cast a cloud of daggers in front of the hair, and all the rabbits will run into the daggers. But then we still need to get them out of the tear.
Yeah, we still need to lure them forward.
Well, let's go with the plan with the daggers first.
Well, it's one or the other, because I
No.
already blew through one of my level 2 spell slots with that other turnip.
How quickly can you cast that spell in terms of like the portal opens and then is it like you can snap your fingers and it's boom, it's there? Or
Good question. One action, whatever that means. In game term, that in world terms.
Less than 6 seconds.
Yeah. No, I can do it pretty quick.
okay.
But I can't
you
do
won't have the spell slot for it.
Yeah, if I do enlarge, I can cast. It'll take me 24 hours. No, it'll take me an 8-hour rest before I can cast Cloud of Daggers, which I'm assuming is not quite short enough.
I'm thinking we should try the unenlarged produce first, just to see. Because it's not going to hurt it being put on the ground for a few moments. And if it doesn't work, you could be ready with the Cloud of Daggers at that point.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work, then we'll try enlarge it instead, and we'll see. And then go with a plan B of what we're going to do once the rabbits are out, and hopefully the portal gets closed behind them. Sound good?
If you want.
Sure. Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have said anything. I feel like I don't know if this is undercutting the using the opener plan.
The opener. I thought the opener was going to be my
Well, we
take.
could do both.
Is that, like, we're going to get the thing through the portal. Like, it's going to come out after the produce.
Yeah.
We'll close the portal behind it, and then we've kind of got
They're
it there.
still,
Yeah.
Because we don't want to. We don't want to let the rabbits like roam here.
We can deal with the rabbits afterwards. The problem is making sure they can't pop in and out.
Yeah.
It has to be closed while they're through here because it's the only time it's open.
Yeah.
So we just enlarge the veg so that because we know
I
that.
think we have to because it's the only way we can get them. If they were going to eat it as is, they would have done so before now.
It could be that it's this field, though.
But it's the same.
Nothing else was taken from the other field, so it could
True.
simply be that this is the location.
Well, we'll try.
Yeah, get ready with the opener.
Then.
We'll just try putting the carrot on the ground. See what happens.
Yeah.
Then if nothing happens, I'll enlarge it.
That works.
Yep.
Okay, so how many pieces of veg are you putting on the ground? Is it just one, or...?
2 or 3, something like that.
Make a pile, I guess.
Yeah, a small pile. Not all the veg that we have, but like a small selection.
Okay. So you make a little pile of the veg and sort of stand looking a bit expectantly at it. And there's a slight hint of a purple shimmer, but nothing really comes of it, and it fades away again.
Jack's gonna put another piece of vegetable down from the pile that he has in his hands.
Just make it too tempting.
It's
It looks like you're on the right lines because there's definitely more of a shimmer there briefly, but not quite persuaded that they want to bother to come through and eat all of this.
You're just gonna keep putting one down at a time, adding to the pile. Because it's like, I've got all these veg. I don't want to lose all this veg.
As this is happening, Aria is going to go get closer to the purple light.
Okay.
This is actually really useful because it lets me head up.
Yeah.
Right.
You okay?
Hopefully. Opener, is there anything special that I need to do, or do I just need to have you at the chair?
The important phrases are to let the way be opened or closed as you see fit.
To let the way be closed.
Then just start swinging it wildly.
I mean, you're kind of joking, but I think I might have to because I can't see it. You're just gonna have this Asimar standing in the middle of a field, waving a knife around wildly, going, "Let the way be closed! Let the way be closed!"
Like some weird evangelical.
Yeah, just imagine me as one of like the televangelists or something. So instead of like, they're big gesticulations and this and that, and it's like, no, knife, close.
Good enough.
Harry has the Kenneth Copeland of this field.
No, I don't have a private jet.
Not yet. Episode ain't over
He has
yet.
many private jets. He's many private jets.
It would have made getting over the hedge easier if somewhat less more messy. Anyway, Jack, as you add almost the last piece of veg onto the pile, the purple light shimmers and opens in front of you, and out of it pour perhaps 24 rabbits.
Arya leaps forward, waving Balios opener. Let the way be closed! Let the way be closed!
It is done.
I cast Cloud of Daggers on the pile of fruit and veg.
Yes.
In a 5 feet cube, centered on the pile of vegetables. Anything that enters it takes 44 slashing damage.
I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge.
It's probably a good idea to make sure you're not caught in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So the purple light winks out, and the rabbits don't pay any attention to it. They're going for the veg.
13 damage each, by the way.
They don't notice the daggers blinking into existence in front of them. And yes, there is an awful lot of rabbit you can kill with 13 damage a time. As the cloud of daggers dissipates and things start to clear in front of you, all you can see is a fine layer of red dust covering the vegetables.
Oh.
It vaporized the things. Whoa, very impressive.
Reminds me not
Well,
to
Power!
Oh, that seemed to work beautifully. Well done, everybody.
Way!
Kuji looks
Mission
very
accomplished.
startled.
You alright, Kuji? We got it. We did it.
Fuji just
Thanks for-
splattered with rabbit blood.
I think Kuji might be a bit traumatized that we have something with us that can open and close the tears.
And the fact that we just exploded a whole load of rabbits. Legend. Food-consuming rabbits.
Yeah, like, this is something that's passed down in folklore to be scared of.
The blight of bunnies.
I mean, you've managed to deal with a small group of them at any rate.
Yeah, but a small group of them is enough to starve an area.
Aye.
So, and this is the point at which I'm going to wrap Balios opener back up in all of its layers and then put it in a box and cover the box. I'm a little bit scared of it again.
How much is there any of the produce left? You said it was almost all of it gone.
I think
Um,
it's pretty well diced at this point as well.
yeah,
Red- red stew.
mainly it looks like you're going to make stew if you can get the red dust off it.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm just
nom,
thinking
nom.
that I suppose what's left there on the ground would still, if there was anything left in the area, it would probably be attracted to that. Is that like a reasonable thing to think?
I think the thing that you don't have enough information about is how frequent the portals might occur. So it may well be that there isn't another portal in a reasonable distance, so that veg would now be perfectly safe.
Just have to cross our fingers.
And that would sort of be in line with the fact that the other fields for this farm weren't being affected. It was just this one.
Mm-hmm. Seems like the tears are random. Like, other than at the observatory. That seems to be quite a strong focal point. But in fact, like, so we've had 2 on farms, like growing crops. But there was definitely one in the river.
A lot of farms around here, they take up a lot of space.
It's true.
I just wonder if it's like, is it more attracted to living things? Because like it was the fish and the turnips and the legendary red rabbits. I wonder if it's connected to, if there's some sort of connection with like life force or life energy.
Could be.
But we've not seen any where there's lots of people.
I mean, we did hear people when we were locked in our room. It might be that no, it's escaping my brain.
Maybe that's a separate issue.
Mm.
Possibly. The idea that it never seems to happen with witnesses is actually slightly scarier. Because it suggests that there's some sort of decision making behind it.
Although
Maybe
we
there's-
just witnessed it happening.
Maybe
We
there's
did. But we
maybe-
knew to look for it.
maybe there's a meaning to the locations on the other side, and we just haven't worked it out yet.
Oh, that's true. That could be it.
Like, to us, it seems kind of these places might be random, but on the other side, it might be completely deliberate. Where on their side,
That would make sense.
the one at the observatory is going to be strange.
Yes.
Well, perhaps we should check in with Kaladin, find out if he knows of anybody else in the area that's experienced something similar, or if there's any history of this having happened here before. And then, we could at least let him know that we've been successful, at least for now.
How do we explain this?
There is a rat infestation.
Red rats.
And I used
found
2
the
spell
nest.
slots to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. We dealt with a really bad nest.
Okay. That might work.
Rats as big as me.
But we don't have any bodies.
With great big floppy ears and
We have a wizard.
hoppy legs.
True.
I'm sure we can make a little makeshift fire and claim that is what the
Or we'll
what's
bring
left.
him a bowl of soup and say this is our proof. Behold the stew of evidence.
Champions.
Would you mind going over and having that talk? I'm still a little bit shaken.
Certainly.
Okay. You
Take
okay
some
there?
time. Gather yourself. So yeah, we'll wander on over to Kaladi then.
Oh, hello again.
Ah, yes, good to see you again, Kaladi. We'd like to let you know that we've solved your problem. It turns out that there was a rather unpleasant rat's nest out in your field, and well, our wizard friend here, he's taken care of everything. Should find that if you plant some more turnips, they should thrive.
A rat's nest? I've never heard of rats eating turnips before, but you are the experts in the field, I suppose, as it were.
Aha, yes, of course. We've gotten to know fields quite well recently.
But it's a joy to hear that I'll be able to get a full crop out next time.
Yes, yes. Well, if you have any further problems, of course, let the local circle representative know, and they'll obviously get somebody else out here to lend some assistance. But for now, we were simply curious if this is the first instance of this, or if there is anybody else in the area that you're aware of suffering similarly.
Well, I've not heard anything of anybody else having a problem, but we are somewhat isolated between ourselves. So other than a market day, we don't necessarily see each other very much. But no, I don't think anybody else has said anything that would suggest that they've seen this.
I'm glad to hear it. And yes, as said, any further problems, we're in the area for a little while to come, so if anything happens in the immediate future, then you can expect us to come back and follow up on what's happened here. But yes, as things stand, I think we should be making our way back to town to, see if anybody else is in need. And if there's anything unusual of this kind, well, not necessarily rats. And he kind of catches himself almost having given too much information there. Well, yes, let's Aria! And he calls after
You
us.
have a pleasant day. You have a pleasant day, and we'll see you. Well, we hope not to see you, but if we have to come back, we'll be back.
Thank you very much. The blessing of Armand upon you.
And you, come on. Let's go.
Is Jack ushering everyone away before they can be like, I'm not so sure about Armand anymore?
Jackson's like, well, Civic, that was your first lie.
He's not really considered that line. He's just kind of moved past it. It was like, oh, yes, this is in the name of, I don't know, the right thing. It's a white lie.
Nobody.
It was necessary to not cause distress.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And if you're evil now, well, whatever.
I'm not sure that's an oath-breaking level lie right there.
I don't know. Seems pretty against type to me. Best not to dwell on it in the dark of the night when you're alone with your thoughts and nothing else but your conscience telling you how to live your life. Best not to dwell on it.
Well,
Imitar's new specialism, causing crises of faith.
I'm not here to help.
only want things to like crumble.
Oh gosh. Oh, I love him. I love him so much.
You're a monster, Timidar.
Oh.
Hey, I didn't lie to some farmer. I would have just said we found some rabbits. Don't know what the big deal was.
Oh, we don't have it.
Can get through turnips like that. Or
Like
normal
piranha.
rabbits can't get through turnips like that.
They're like piranha rabbits.
Yeah.
Big
Scary.
pointy teeth.
I'm trying to slam piranha and rabbit together to make a new word, and I don't think it's going as well in my head. Is it? Parabita. Not quite there. Give me a week. Crack out the whiteboard.
A week is a long time in linguistics.
It's a long time in anything at the moment.
Mm.
Okay, so you're going to head back to the town.
Yes.
Okie dokie. Are you all going to follow the road round this time, or are you going to go hedge hopping again?
Silik's definitely taking the road.
Yeah, I'll take the
Big
road. Got to keep an eye on Oathbreaker over here.
Now don't. Come on. Sick. We'll sing a song. You'll feel better shortly. Which one do you want to sing?
What was that one? My brain is failing me for a joke. What was that one about the fallen knight? You know. But I don't know where I'm going with this. Fuck it.
But
I think someone needs a nap.
Yeah.
Yep. I was happy to
Someone
give you all
always
the
needs a
time you
nap.
needed to make that funny, but it just didn't quite land.
Yeah, no, everybody tuning in is happy for that train wreck they just seen.
Well, while you guys are trying to tease him, Silik is kind of humming a hymn to himself. Like,
I was willing to sing a song with you to cheer you up and take your mind off it.
Oh,
But, okay.
I thought you were talking to Timidar. My apologies. Oh, well, yes, a song, a rousing song. Why not?
Exactly. We did a jolly song all the way back to town. We'll be there in no time, and you'll feel so much better.
Yes, let's go and have a little drink or something, I suppose. Little
I
victory
suppose
for ourselves. We've got to celebrate this somehow.
Yeah. We did a thing, and it worked.
You did, and it did.
I'm not even going to attempt to ad-lib some kind of...
You've seen what happens when it goes badly, man. I don't recommend it.
Lessons being learned.
You guys sit in a darkened room with some scotch and think about my life choices.
Meanwhile, the rest of the party are going to sing a merry chorus of a wizard's staff has a knob on the end.
And point at Timidar.
Yeah, that definitely rouses Silik a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
there you go.
Exactly.
Right back at you.
I haven't got a prop for that.
No props, no pointed hat.
Yeah,
What is the world coming
it's not
to?
my week. It's not my week.
Give
Okay.
her
Nothing in
bad reputation.
nothing in arm's reach anyway. A pair of clip-on 3D glasses, is that close enough? It's about all I can reach from here.
I'm not sure it's quite going to have the same feel.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Okay, so you head back to town. It's not in any way a particularly challenging walk. It's not very far. You turn back off the main road down towards the town. And there's a couple of people kicking around, nothing very interesting. It looks like they're starting to finish up in the marketplace. Now that it's getting on towards the back end of the afternoon, they want to make sure they get away and sort it out before it gets too dark. So you have time just now if you want in passing to hit up any other market stalls. Or you can head straight back to the inn, or you can do something different that you haven't thought of yet.
Silik's mind's on a drink to steady his nerves, so he's kind of not on the warpath, but is staunchly headed towards the inn.
The warpath.
Yeah. I'm glad you're not on the warpath for the inn. Might not
Don't
get
be very
served.
sad.
Yeah, looking for ale.
Give me booze.
Boo!
I'm pretty sure the farmer that its farm we've just came from, we'll probably find out as when he gets home that his farm is fine. So, Jack's just gonna head straight to the bar as well.
Because we did a thing, and it was successful, and it was a bit weird though. So have a drink.
I definitely need a drink.
Okay. Back to the climbing man it is then. Old Buck's behind the bar. He'll hand you up some ale quite happily. There's nobody much else in. With it being market day, everybody's been busy through the day, so nobody under your feet.
I'm surprised more of them haven't come in to the tavern while they have some money.
Or townsfolk in town to buy things, not
Yeah.
also stopping by for a drink.
But they have to go to bed super early, I thought.
True, but it's not very late.
Yeah, it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Where'd
Is the barman around?
Yeah, he's there.
nobody come in for a drink?
They'll be in an hour or two.
Oh.
Them as shouldn't be bothered.
It's fair.
It's still early yet. We've had the lunch
Fair.
crowd. We're not yet due for the supper crowd.
What's for tea?
Grab it.
Excellent.
Great.
Diced, I assume.
I mean, it seems quite fitting after the day we've had.
Like me, I'm a vegetarian.
Cidic takes a big gulp of kind of.
Oh well.
I'm not sure I'm in the mood for rabbit today.
At least it's not rats. Those
I mean-
terrible rats.
I can run back out to the market and buy you some more veg to snack on.
Yes, please, if you don't mind. And barkeep, another one, please. And he backs the rest of his beer.
So you need to let it go. You're fine.
I know. Just all this talk of broken oaths and thoughts of all of these different forces vying for our attention.
You know, I was only joking. But for the other thing, all you need to remember is just to put one foot in front of the other. That's it.
Well said. Oh, thank you, Jack. Thank you. My
And if
apologies.
she
I
rejects
don't-
you, then whatever. You shot your shot, man.
Oh. Oh. If the beer is on the if the next beer is available, then he's starting it right there and then. And it's just gonna kind of turn away from the group a little bit, like, oh, just
Scimitar, timing! You gotta get him into the right, like, zone of confidence before you go start throwing in that bit. Do you not know how to woo a lady?
Never come up.
Is Timidar trying to woo Silic?
And Timidar's not trying anything. He's
Is Jack just determined to set Silic up with somebody?
Just wants the best, just to like calm down a bit and ease up and
Just live a little. Just go and enjoy yourself. Don't have to be so strict.
There was me thinking that Jack's entire mission here was to see what colour a turtle blushed.
I mean, it's also fun.
At this point, Aria comes back in with
Yes.
some veg. Mostly, in fairness, it's probably mostly carrots and some turnip. And a couple of onions for Silic, since he will just eat them.
I eye the carrots suspiciously.
The carrots are whole and undiced.
That's what has me worried.
much appreciated, Arya. Barkeep, would you mind making me a simple stew out of these?
Yeah, right. You can do that.
Thank you.
We go to basic training with someone called Simple Stew.
I vaguely remember. Yes. Always tripping over that one.
I feel like I didn't have a second part to this joke.
That's the
Not
way
my
the
day
cookie
for improv, is
crumbles.
it?
Timidar's in need of a really long nap. He hasn't had a day off.
It's true. This is the longest day Timidar's had in a long time. We've been
Without
awake
a nap. You haven't
nearly
had
5
a
hours.
nap today.
Exactly. He's been awake nearly 5 hours at this point. This is getting ridiculous.
I mean, we've been awake for quite a long time, really.
You've
I
been
take
awake.
cat naps.
Aye. At this point, you've been awake for going on for 11 hours. So
Well, it's ridiculous. How can anybody survive such conditions?
you should make a complaint.
I will write a strongly worded note to the DM.
The voice in the sky.
Curse you!
And we have a letter here from Mrs. Trellis of North Wales.
What direction
And
are you
that
in
is
on the
where we
screen?
will
You're over that
finish
way.
that letter.
Curse you!
Ah. But yes, so you can you can sit around and quench some of your woes a little bit. Have some food. What else would you like to do?
Jack's gonna check on Kuji because they were a bit frightened, a bit freaked out by the whole rabbit thing.
Are you okay? You seemed a little all startled and was it scary us killing the rabbits? The rats.
I have never seen the hunger quenched before.
Oh. Well, I suppose if you'd seen something legendary taken down by just the likes of us, I suppose it's kind of funny.
And I have never seen something quite like what Arya was able to do.
Oh. Yeah, neither have we. So it's a little new and a bit weird for us too. That's why we're having a drink. Do you want a drink, Kuji?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll get you a drink. Maybe that'll settle your nerves a bit.
I'm just gonna flag the barkeep guy and get her a drink.
That's fine.
Arya finishes her drink and just, you know, I might go upstairs for a lie down.
I do recommend naps.
Yeah, a nap might help. Did I really use a tool from a god? No, I'm not going to think about this until after I've had a nap. No.
It might just be a run-of-the-mill magic knife, and they're all over the place.
I hope so. But it is Balioth's opener.
Let's hope he doesn't come wanting his opener back. Or her,
Well, maybe
I suppose.
Maybe they left it for a reason.
The opener hasn't objected to being with us. So hopefully it will be alright.
I mean, I think if it did, it would probably have told us by now.
Yeah, it's quite It's very forthright in its speech.
Oh, we could ask it where its owner is and why it's been left behind.
You are more than welcome to have that conversation, Silik.
Like bulks a little bit. Look. Well, I suppose in the name of progress and moving further on our journey across the circle, then yes, let's do this. Take the presumably wrapped up dagger off of you, unbundle it, and hold it. Opener, tell me, where is your master? Why have you been left in our hands?
Yes.
Did you not hear me, Opener? Tell me, where is your master?
Here.
And he looks around at the group. He says that his master is here.
Again,
Blade.
a wink.
Is Balioth its master?
Blade, are you yourself Balioth?
No.
Silik looks around the room, trying to see if there's any signs of an otherworldly being or something.
I shoot him finger guns.
The only thing you can see is that the barkeep is looking at you very strangely.
Silik.
Throws down the dagger. Oh,
We're rehearsing a play.
says the Balioth is here.
Balioth was his brother.
Did
They had
it
an
say
accident.
Balioth is here?
Yes, it said his master is here.
That's not the same thing, though, is it?
Well, I don't know. I suppose I may have been a little hasty, but
Ask him if Balioth is the master.
why don't you try speaking to the blade this time? I'm
Fine. Well, our last time. He knows I haven't got any patience for him. Give me that. All right, listen up.
Yes.
Right, you're going to answer my questions. You're going to ask them truthfully. Answer them truthfully. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Who is your master?
Undefined response.
Okay. Well, that's strange, isn't it? It's almost like I told you to answer my questions truthfully, and here you are, jerking me around like some kind of rube. Now, we're going to try this again. Is Balioth your master?
Undefined response.
If I was to take you and throw you down a well, how would you like that?
That would be unsatisfactory.
Exactly, see. So how about you start defining those responses pretty damn quickly? Or it's Welltown for you, baby.
Timidar,
What?
we can hear what you're saying.
I know, and I'm getting places.
No, you're not.
This is how you gotta deal with these cutlery fellows.
Oh, God.
Gotta be pretty sharp when dealing with a knife like this.
Oh,
They're not all winners.
oh dear.
Right, okay. I am holding you. Am I your master?
No.
But okay, see, now we've eliminated one possibility here, so you know who your master. Look, he's talking in circles, piece of junk. Let's go around the room. Is Jack your master?
No.
Is Silik your master?
No.
Is Arya your master?
No.
What about Kuji?
No.
Okay, what about that weird barman over there who's squinting at me like I'm some kind of maniac?
No.
So there's no one else in here.
Incorrect.
That's interesting. Who have I left out? Who else is here?
Is the master a god and therefore omnipresent?
That's a good question. Is the master some kind of omnipresent god?
No.
Right. The master some kind of not omnipresent god.
Unclear question.
Okay, see. Well, who else is here other than the people I've named before?
Repeat question.
Oh, for crying out loud. Throw the knife on the table. He doesn't want to answer me. I say we chuck him in a bucket in the river. No reason. I have a surplus of buckets. I need to get rid of one.
It was a
That's
well, actually.
Can we hear that?
What a snarky knife.
Only you can hear that, Timidar.
Okay, I'm not holding it at the moment. I'm
aware of that.
Okay.
Oh.
Right. Okay. See, I know I said well originally, but I'm perfectly entitled to mix up my punishments for non-compliant cutlery.
But the opener is the only thing that can close these rifts.
Yeah, I know,
Or
but
at least
we've got to keep it in line. See, he's being cagey. He's not answering my questions.
Because you're being mean.
Did you just speak to that thing without holding it?
Maybe.
Wait, can you speak right now?
Yes.
Ah, and
So we can all hear you
being played
anyway.
to fools.
See, he's jerking us around. I don't like it.
The only person who can hear a response from it is the person who asked it something.
Maybe opener can't answer because it doesn't know the answer.
It
Or
definitely
maybe it's-
implied some stuff though, and then wouldn't answer my follow-up questions as to what that was about.
I mean, if I owned something as important as opener, I probably wouldn't lend it to anybody without keeping some sort of eye on what was going on.
Well, he's got like some spying magic on it or something.
Possibly.
Ooh.
But I mean, it hasn't wanted us to do anything that doesn't help people. So I'm not seeing a problem with it so far.
But where does it stop?
When there's no more good jobs to do.
What if it starts telling us to stab people with it?
Well, then we put down the knife.
I was going to say, personally, I haven't got any problems with that, but I mean, I just need to know where the line is, that's all.
Still looking around the room, very suspicious of there being another entity there. Silik uses Divine Sense to see if there's a celestial, fiend, undead, consecrated, or desecrated item or place or individual somewhere in 60 feet.
No, there isn't.
I just start randomly punching the air.
Jack's just like getting worried that the barman is going to throw us out now.
Guys. What are you doing?
Oh, my apologies. The blade said that there was the Balioth was here with us. I'm deeply concerned that we could be in danger of some sort.
I don't like being jerked around.
We know that, Timidar.
Yes. Now the blade knows it too.
I think the blade's always known it.
It seems to know a lot of things.
I don't think we have enough information at the moment to work this out, really.
Need to find the right question to ask it.
Yes. Difficult. Well, I'm sure we'll work it out at some point.
I've at least one more question for this blade. Blade, are we permitted to use you? I appreciate that you've come into our possession through chance, it seems.
Clarify use.
The opening and closing of portals, as Arya did earlier today. Would your master or owner take umbrage at this?
This is the purpose of the opener.
It says that it's its purpose, that it seems that perhaps we're not going to be drawing the ire of anything by using it. Perhaps it's supposed to be in our hands. I hate to say this.
Like what? Like destiny?
Well, I wouldn't go so far, but
That's what it sounds like.
there's a mix of conflict, of the usual conflict, plus a certain amount of this could be an epic tale, kind of brewing in his mind. It's like, well, yes, well, perhaps it's destined to be in our hands. Yes, well, we should at least continue on with it. We're not going to put it in buckets and put it down a well or anything like you might suggest, Timidar.
Speak for yourself.
Well,
It's very useful. If
So,
there's
like, kind
more
of-
of these rifts.
Sorry, Silic knocks the dagger across the table towards Arya again for safekeeping after Timidar said that.
Trying to keep it on its toes, or its pommel, whichever.
Opener, I hope we've not offended you.
Offense is outside of scope.
That is probably very fortunate. Okay, let's get you wrapped up nice and safe again.
I'm assuming that the barman has just been staring at us while he's like cleaning glasses, just like, what are these people doing?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the latest stream rituals from the circle.
Yeah.
Right?
The only point he looked particularly alarmed was when Timidar started punching the air.
I mean, in fairness.
You know, it's one of those glances that's a bit... Am I going to have to find security or medical?
Depends on whether my punch is connected with anything, I suppose.
Only the air. So,
Okay.
now you're now at the point where your stew finally arrives.
Yay.
It took you a little bit of time to prepare, particularly from scratch for Silic. And the barman doesn't mention anything about your odd behaviours, and just gives you your food and leaves you to it. Refill of drinks.
We're the only customers in, so I'd imagine he doesn't want to lose us.
I mean, that's probably fair. So, other than having your food, what would you like to do?
Having thoroughly interrogated the dagger, Silic focuses on the food. Trying to think of what the next step should be.
After food, I'm going for a nap.
I'm imagining if it was like 1:30 or something.
No,
and
it's
this
like
is
a bit later, I think.
Yeah, because they lock us in early.
It was like 6:30, 7.
Yeah, something like that. So we've not got much time to do anything and go anywhere else. Ah, okay.
And we did get up very early.
Yeah.
A little too
I don't
early.
mind taking last watch if I go sleep just now.
Mm. Jack's
could,
quite happy taking first watch. If we're doing watches through the night again.
Well, with the time we've got, we could go and see the circle leader if they're in. Val Izam. And just check in, let them know what's happened.
But let them
Is
know
there-
that we've solved the turnip mystery.
Yeah.
But we can't tell them what really happened. And
Oh,
I
it's
thought
rats.
It's rats.
Varlastan
said that they were going somewhere else to get their more things to research.
That does ring a bell.
I don't think she'll be there just now.
My vague
I could
recollection
be
was that
wrong.
it was kind of like a flip of a coin, whether or not they might be in.
Hmm.
Well, in character then, Silic suggests that, like, having finished his stew, he's kind of charged back up again, ready to go. Well, Arya, while you rest, I suggest maybe we should head into town and check in at the Roundhouse. Unless anybody has any other suggestions.
No, always see if they're back with research before we chill for the eve.
Yeah, can't hurt to check in and see. Yes.
We can go say hi.
What do you think, Timidar, or is your bed calling again?
Well, my bed is always calling, but I suppose I'd be persuaded to check in, see what's going on. I guess.
It won't take long, and if they're not there, then it'll be even shorter.
Bye.
That's true. Okay. So, Arya and Chuji will end up to the room then. And the rest of you can amble off to see if Valizim is in attendance at the Roundhouse at the moment. You go outside. The marketplace is pretty much completely empty now. There's a few people kicking around. It looks like there's a couple of people heading towards the inn. Because it's 6 o'clock or so. There's an hour or so before people will start to retire for the evening. So it's a good chance for people to see each other briefly at the end of the day. And you head over towards the Roundhouse, and you can see as you approach that the door is shut tight, and there's a note that's nailed to the door that says Zim, out of town, back soon.
Well, bed it is then.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I suppose
We can
so.
come back tomorrow.
I mean, I know the sun's still up, but look, there's nothing wrong with an afternoon nap. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm sure I can think of something to occupy my time. I can always practice with my weapons, or I don't know. You can always
Grab-
play
Play
another game if
checkers.
you like, Jack.
Let's have some game of checkers.
Absolutely. I think you were picking it up last time. It was still seeming to come together a little bit.
Chess I can do. Checkers is slightly different. It's a bit strange. I don't know why. Chess is more fun, but I like this checkers game. You get to build towers.
Yes. Well, back to the inn then, shall we? And on the way back, just keeping an eye out. Is there any signs of people scurrying about in surreptitious manners or anything like that?
No, nobody's moving suspiciously at all. There are still a number of people you can see moving around between buildings, but nobody appears to be looking nefarious or paying excessive attention to who else is around. So, okay, back into the inn without any issue at all. There's perhaps 4 or 5 people in the bar just now, chatting with the barman. He gives you a nod as you come in, but doesn't make any attempt to really interact with you. He's got no reason to do so unless you're going up to the bar for a drink.
I think Silic will. Just, I'm going to have a nightcap. I mean, it's still, as you say, it's still very early in the day, and I suppose our body clocks will slowly adjust to this unusual routine around here, but I'm still a little bit at odds, and, well, a little bit of sedation.
Do you
Never
want me
hurt.
to bring the board down here, or?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'll go get the board and I'll come back.
Okay. Timidar, what are you going to do?
I'm
If
going to
they're
go
gonna
and lie down.
Yeah. I am shocked.
It's been a long day. I've been flipping over hedges, shredding hunger. Only shredding keeps the hunger locked up till lunch. And I've been holding on to that for an hour and a half. Like, physical pain of having to keep in so many jokes when we were talking about the hunger. Like, I don't want to ruin everything. No, I'm having to lie down.
Okay, that's fair enough. Arya and Kuji are both asleep. You get half an eye flicker from coming into the room, but you're not a problem. So that's all fine. Jack, you grab the board, head back downstairs. You might even have a drink waiting for you if you're lucky.
Woohoo. I will win this time. You won the last game. I am going to win this game.
We'll see.
As you set the board up for your first game, and Timidar eventually finds an opportunity to shut his eyes,
I feel like that'd be quite quick.
that's where we'll leave it for this evening.
Yep. Thank you everyone for joining us as we continue through Varlastan and these strange portals with purple lights. We have I actually have a bit of news with one of our affiliate sponsorships. So Gemhammer Games will now give you 20% off when you use our referral code. You can go via... It's broken the referral link. So if you click on the link, if you put Penance RPG as a code at checkout, you'll get 20% off of your order. And our other sponsor is D&Dice, who give you 10% off, and there is free shipping if you're within the UK. The Varlastan setting is built using World Anvil's excellent tool set, and we should have a code for them coming out soon as well. If you want to see more about the world at the moment, then you can check it out on penancerpg.com. You can find Penance RPG on pretty much all podcast apps that I've managed to find, and under Penance RPG on pretty much all social media. Myself, Amy, AJ and Eden are all in various Penance RPG podcasts. We also have another streamed campaign which goes out on Sundays. Lunrwolf is absolutely invaluable to me for helping behind the scenes. We would not manage without him. I'm going to post up the links to other channels for AJ, Eden and Lunrwolf, and we are going to go in and raid Vic the Viking, because it's been a little while since I saw him on Twitch. So he is playing Euro Truck Simulator 2, apparently. So we'll see what that's like.
Fucking time.
Once the raid goes through, make sure to click on their icon so that it registers you as a viewer, as well as having come in on the raid. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye!